From the first minute, it was on. Tackle, bump, harass, niggle, attack Jordan Lewis at all costs. The wee man McGlynn was in amongst it. Sam Mitchell was in amongst it. Adam Goods was able to kick a great goal, and they kicked 5 of them in the first quarter. 5-1-31 Sydney. Hawthorn just the 4 behinds. Plenty of the footy for all of the big players.
See every episode, same time as the US. Aquarius, the full season premiere, exclusive to Presto, May 29.
Yes, Presto, 30-day free trial there. It is quarter time here. Sydney by 27. What did you make of it, Lingy?
Well, BT, Alistair Clarkson still with his troops out here at quarter time, really getting his message across. They need to be better. No doubt he was happy with their intent around the ball, but Sydney just so much more efficient when they went forward and couldn't be happy at all with a goalless quarter there. That doesn't happen too often for the Hawks. Hey, I've loved the bit of byplay, the bit of niggle between Ben McGlynn and also Sam Mitchell. Mitchell, 9 possessions in that first quarter, but Ben McGlynn 4 touches and the 1 goal. I'll be keeping a very close eye on it for the rest of the game.
They kept him in a long time there, Clarko. Yeah. Swans have been out in their positions for close to a minute. Fair bit of Twitter action, Richo.
Yeah, we've got a bit there from Sam Groth at Roland Garros, watching the Sydney Swans from over there in France. So
it's got the fastest serve in tennis history, Sam Groth, and Mitch Robinson involved as well. No backward steps in this game. Love it. Every player who's got the night off tonight, BT, will be sitting at home watching Saturday night footy.
Well, one thing they've done, Hawthorn have nearly handballed as much as they've kicked, so that's an indication of the Swans' pressure. And they've only taken 1 mark inside 50, the Hawks. That's another sign of pressure. They haven't been able to get any sort of time to deliver the ball well inside 50.
So the second quarter underway. Rioli starting the centre bounce. They're working Mitchell over again. He got it just inside 50. Can this forward line start to function? Gunston did pretty well. Got it to Piopolo. Got it back, Gunston. Reece Shaw came in, and once again, they just can't find the space that they used to.
Just watch the late push, Pete.
Got to keep those to yourself, mate.
So boundary throw in deep here. Opportunity. Lewis does the ruck work as the ball didn't go to where the ruckman thought it would. They have tackled ferociously, Richo. What are the tackle stats like in this game?
Yeah, they're good. They've had 23, so they're on target to have, you know, over 90 tackles in a game. That's huge. And that's why Hawthorn's efficiency's down. They haven't got time and space to deliver the ball by foot how they want to.
Gee, time in the Hawthorn forward half would be certainly equal to Sydney, if not more, I would have thought.
Yeah.
They've done well.
Well, there you go. It's been in there, but they've had no time to do anything. So the Swans have then got them on the counter-attack with a bit of pace the other way.
Inside 50s, all of those things pointing Hawthorn's way, but the main thing is the big scoreboard up there. Just doesn't look great at the moment. Donuts, Shields around the corner. And Gunston eventually gets hold of something here for Hawthorn. Had to happen sooner or later.
Yeah, it did. And those kicks around the corner from outside 50, they always drop short. Kicks around the corner, so that's why it's important for a forward. If you're in front and someone's snapping around the corner like that, it's generally going to fall short, and if you're in front, you'll be able to mark the footy like Gunston did then. Good forward play.
10-5, which is basically the AFL average from set shots, and he misses that.
Gee, that doesn't happen either.
No. So he was low and he was sort of laid back and he was sloppy on that one.
Sort of stabbed at it.
Yep.
And this is from one of the best shots of goal in the comp.
So 0-3 the Hawks from set shots to start the game. Something they're normally very good at. Very rare to see Gunston miss one from that part of the ground. Liam Shields, McGlynn's been an antagonist. A lot of aggression in this contest. It was kept in, was it? No. Hawks fans don't like it.
I reckon the Hawks players were right then, Das. Didn't think it was out of bounds.
So we'll see Segler here, starting a long way back. Look at Pike and Segler. A good read on the boundary umpire who threw it in a long way. You'll enjoy that, Bristol, as Birchall hacks it forward, going back. Teddy Richards. So again, their defence is very well organised, Richo.
Yeah, Teddy's been able to chop it off a couple of times now. He's reading the play really well. The whole defence is working beautifully.
Reece Shaw.
Move it on, please.
He's had 7 touches, Teddy, and 3 marks, so he's playing a good game.
Here comes Mike Pike from the side. Good effort, didn't quite hold on. Bruce now pursued by a couple. You can't take them on. Rowan and Hanbury.
Hold the ball. Straight to him. Straight to Garrigan. That's it. Yep.
And Hanbury the beneficiary. Inside to Mitchell.
Right on it. Thank you.
Mitchell, 10 touches.
You.
Short sideways. In fact, that's Mitchell of Hawthorn that's had the 10.
Buddy Franklin only one possession. Frawley doing a good job so far. Probably the biggest game he's ever played in, you'd think.
Reed.
Chip Frawley.
Back inside to Jetta. Jetta now reels around on the right boot. Got over the back, Lloyd. In front was Pike. Lloyd squeezed a little handball. McGlynn runs into an open goal. Nails it for Sydney.
Well, this is a big win here for the Swans so far tonight. Sam Mitchell's being tagged by Ben McGlynn, but have a look at that. Where's Mitchell? Nowhere to be seen. And McGlynn kicks his second goal. He's going to have to start putting a bit of time in defensively now, Sam Mitchell.
First 6 goals of the game in the grand final replay go the way of the Swans. Can you believe it? Here come the Hawks inside 50. Showmakers. Hawks fans are getting a bit irate. They wanted a free kick against Rampy.
Is that something you try to do when you're playing a role like McGlynn is, get forward and make them pay with goals?
Yeah, you've got to be smart about it, but if you can hit the scoreboard, if you can kick goals, they are worth their weight in gold. Sam Mitchell's pushed himself behind the ball, but now just crept up to this stoppage, so he's trying a few things different as well. So that's what McGlynn has forced Sam Mitchell to do, just not play as an on-baller, just mix what he's doing up a little bit. And that means that McGlynn is just starting to get in his head a little bit, the fact that he's been able to kick those goals. It's been important, those 2 goals that McGlynn have kicked.
I feel like the scoreboard is a great reflection of the game. It feels like a really even contest. The Swans have just nailed the key moments at opportune times and have been able to score as a result. So this is an opportunity again here now for the Hawks to go inside 50.
And this is the one. They haven't been able to find any targets inside 50. This next kick here, they need to find one.
Gunston really starting to get his work rate up. Isaac Smith jams it in long. Hale, Showmakers, Puopolo, Grundy, and they're again able to come up with the answers in defence. Although the kick from McVeigh has been marked by Isaac Smith, and he's within range, albeit pretty tough angle.
Even that kick there, though, it was a long, high kick. Richards was able to get in there and punch the ball. Didn't kill it enough. They needed to try and get it through for a point. Isaac Smith gets a chance.
Umpire yelling at Isaac, then Isaac was refusing to listen to him.
He was a late withdrawal last week, Isaac. Prior to that, he kicked 2 goals in each of his past 3 games, so he's hitting him pretty well from the boundary line as he's been able to steer it home, hit the post.
It's hard to hear out there, BT.
He was on the celebration road then too. It is, but I reckon he heard every word the umpire said, but he was just completely...
You can ignore the umpires at times.
And he did a good job at that. Good crowd in. Have a look at that for a shot. Stands full on that side of the ground. Opportunity for Kennedy here now. Hill was there. Goods was more urgent to win the footy. Smith. Now Kennedy. Made it hard for Mitchell. Kennedy goes back, tidies up. Miss Grundy with the handball. Mitchell through some traffic here. Just got the left foot banana working out towards the boundary line. Reed's been pretty good all night. He wants to get it and go. Goes with a low footy. An opportunity for Mike Pike. Gibson was always going to beat him to the footy. Here's Lake. He looks okay. Good news. Stratton to transfer the play here. Frawley involved and well. Kick around the corner to Roughhead. They've got the loose player on over the top. Here's Isaac Smith working off half back. Isaac Smith wants to pound it long. He does. This is looking at Lewis here and outmanoeuvred by Rampy. And Rampy did really well. Was it Lewis? I don't think it was. It was Gunston.
Yeah, it was a big one-on-one win from Rampy.
Massive.
He would have been out the back. Here's Gunston again, and he gets a bit of redemption there. Gunston came up with a big tackle.
Gee, that's what you love about these Hawthorn players, and Jack Gunston in particular. Beaten by Dane Rampy in that marking contest, as you called, but followed up and nailed a brilliant tackle.
Bradley Hill, and looking for Segler. Bruce chipped in. And can Luke Bruce go back? We know what a set shot genius this man has been in recent years. They just desperately need a settling goal here.
Absolutely. I reckon he's the man to do it. Missed 3 or 4 set shots now. Something he doesn't do.
Kick 18 goals already in 2015, 9-4 from set shots in 2015. He releases it, and there's the first for the Hawks.
So Brust enjoying the work there, and almost a sigh of relief there from Luke Brust. 25-point lead, Sydney. Back in the middle, Tippett into the ruck. Hanbury immediately the recipient of his work, getting it towards Franklin, yet to kick a goal in this one here. He did so well last week after a lean week the week before in terms of goals. He's still been a very significant contributor, regardless of goals.
That was a big stat. 10 tackles to 1 inside 50. So it shows you the ball's been in Hawthorn's forward line a lot.
They have a harass like no other in this game, Sydney. Burgoyne, the good tackle there. McGlynn went without it. Lewis sliding handball. Gibson to ground. Suckling's got to go to work here, and he elected to just see it to the boundary line.
Sometimes the tackle numbers inside your 50, only 1 to the Swans, but that's probably showed how efficient they've been when they've gone in. They've just gone in and scored. They haven't had many of these situations where they're getting repeat stoppages. That's where tackle numbers can add up in your forward 50.
They'll be desperate here, the Hawks, not to allow the quick reply. Swans in attack, Buddy trying to just steamroll his way through. Suckling flicked it up to Gibson. He's got some pressure applied from behind by Lewis to Burgoyne. Clearing kick, got good purchase on it. Now Bruce, can he pick it up and run away from Shaw? He's got good leg speed. He wants to come back in the corridor. Rioli's the man in his sights. Courage, Rioli.
How good was that kick, though, Das? That had to be perfect, that kick.
It was perfect, and it has taken the Swans' defence apart there. Great kick, well called, Richo. And the ability to come back through the corridor has given Rowan Schoenmakers this chance.
Look at this kick here. This is unbelievable. He's had to go around the corner. Cyril's had to mark that in between 4 Swans players. That is an unbelievable kick. Gee, not many players could hit that.
Brilliant courage as well on display. This man, Ryan Schoenmakers, kicked the Hawks' first goal last week, finished with a couple. Trying his hand as a permanent forward. Really needs to kick this one. Schoenmakers, he likes it off the boot. Hawks get 2 in a row.
So 2 goals for Hawthorn in the last 3 minutes of this game. Sees them clip it back to a 19-point margin. Still plenty of time in the second quarter remaining. Pike doing the ruck work. Shields was there. Spun on the tackle by Jack.
Well, they just continue to get the ball inside 50, and eventually they're going to score if they keep getting it in there. 7 entries to 2 this second quarter.
27-22 in the tackle department. Hanbury, little handball looking for McVeigh. Shaw came through. Isaac Smith, the long striding Isaac Smith trying to straighten him up. Beautiful mark by Hale. Protected the drop zone of the footy. So Grundy couldn't get there. Peels it off to Rioli. Rioli goes long and deep. Up went Ruff off hands. Segler's got the goal. Hawthorn are back in business within 13 points. 3 consecutive goals. So goal review here.
We'll clear that one, I think.
Looking to see whether it was touched or not. And that looks pretty clear. This will be a goal.
Don't the Hawks fans hate it when they think their goal's going to be taken away with the review?
And there's a bit of a Barney going on out here as well. Goal reviews, push and shoves, arguments, you name it. Hawthorn are on the way back.
Have a look at this effort from Cyril Rioli that set up the goal. So that's always going to be McVeigh and Shaw. Look at Rioli, he came from nowhere and just shot himself out of a cannon to get a fingernail on the ball. Richo followed up, and that was an amazing individual effort.
And that was part of the reason he played in that grand final. It's those sort of things. He doesn't need big numbers, Cyril. He can have 10 to 11 touches, but it's those sort of things that can break games open, and that's why the grand final that he played last year was so important.
I want to reply here from this champion team, the Hawks. They're back-to-back premiers, and they are responding as you would expect them to. 3 in a row. Kennedy tries to force his way through. Segler wrapped up by Hanbury. That won't be coming out.
Ruffy's effort too to compete for that mark, but keep it alive, keep it in the goal square was fantastic, and Segler kicks the goal.
Mike Pike here with Segler, the goal kicker. Lloyd, little up and under one here. Jack, McGlynn, Mitchell. Hawthorn got the numbers here in this contest, but Buddy, you've never got the numbers against Buddy.
We've got numbers back at each end now. Stratton is loose for the Hawks. He's just getting into Bud there, and down the other end, Sam Reid is loose.
It's the one touch for Bud in this game so far. Look at that crowd building in the background. What a fantastic shot that is for football. Good sides. Hanbury, I think it was, through traffic there, and gets it towards the opposing pocket, and Rowan's momentum takes it out. So sore elbow there for Hanbury, but I'm sure he'll be okay. Sydney by 13.
Amazingly, the Hawks haven't won back-to-back games in 2015. They're searching for that tonight as Kennedy muscles his way through, the number 1 contested player in the competition. Rowan just took his eyes off it momentarily, and they link up here through Shields. Hasn't got a lot on offer, Liam Shields, so we're pretty happy to find touch. And in the end, that was the result. It was a pretty good one.
He just stole that ball, Gibbo, off Gary Rowan.
Speaking of Gary Rowan, he's coming off with the blood rule. You can see that there, just a blood nose. He'll head to the bench. The other matchup of love, we've spoken a lot about McGlynn and Mitchell. The job that Liam Shields is doing on Kieran Jack at the moment, doing a really good job for the Hawks. Kieran Jack, only the 8 possessions at the moment, so keeping his influence down. Such an important player for the Swans, Kieran Jack. Liam Shields, as he does most weeks, a really disciplined role.
Did he start on Hanbury for a little bit early in the game and they've moved him over now, Lingy?
I reckon as they'd settled the midfield down a little bit, Sydney, I think he had a look at who's going to spend the most time in the contested situation in the middle as opposed to through the wing.
First real pause in this game, the blood rule, and the players, I think, enjoyed an opportunity just to suck in some oxygen and reset themselves. Good tackle from Birchill. He's going to be rewarded. A lot of talk about Birchill and Buddy in the grand final and some verbal insults that Buddy didn't take too kindly to, but haven't seen any real byplay between those two. Seen a fair bit between everyone else.
Sure, they'll come together at some stage, Das. We look forward to that moment.
Sure, there'd be a few words going around here and there, down there.
Shields to Hill. Absolutely Richo. Hill, a driving ball inside 50. Rioli there. Richards didn't really attack the footy the way he should have. Rough head now. Isaac gets rough head on his preferred left side, drawing Mitchell to the footy. Tippett was a big man, coming in a little man. And he did well. Grundy, inching footy for sure, missed him, and Hawthorn will get a chance to reload here.
Well, this second half of this quarter now, this is the big challenge for the Swans. The pressure, the Hawks have risen to the challenge. They're coming. Can the Swans hold sway now?
So boundary throw in here, half forward. Hawthorn end of the ground. Parker, sharp hands. Lloyd gone. Good tackle by Bruce. He'll look to move it quickly. Short and wide to Isaac Smith. Wants to get onto the left. Little chipper over the top and finds an opportunity here with Shields. He puts it to the top of the square. Very good team decision there. Roughhead dropped the mark he probably should have had in the end. Grundy, end over end, one along the ground. Now Jeddah looking to escape here. Under pressure is Mitchell. Got out of it, Rampy. Fast hands. Tippett, which way do I go? Not sure. Big man, can't think. Quick enough.
Hawthorn's tackle pressure in the last 5 minutes has been outstanding.
Do you know what Tippett just learned? No one takes on Cyril. He tried to don't argue on Cyril, and he just nailed him.
Burgoyne now with a set shot directly in front.
It's in the family, BT, the tackle pressure.
It is unbelievably canny, Richo, when you compare him and Morris Rioli, and one of Morris's brother, the late Sebastian Rioli, I think as well.
15 seconds. 15.
It is definitely in the genetics. Burgoyne. Misses. Badly. Tippett rises. Richards.
Another tackle.
Throw, says the umpire. I think I said the late Sebastian. I meant the late Maurice Rioli. Great tackling family. Hawthorn are back into it because of tackling.
Look at that, 12-2 tackles inside 50. Now, part of that is because the Swans haven't had a lot of inside 50s and they've been efficient going forward, but the Hawks have lifted.
Langford to get it back to single figures. One goal kicked early in this second quarter by Sydney, and since then it's been 3 straight for Hawthorn. Make that 4 straight now. Back to within 7 points.
Big crowd in here at the MCG. Last 4 goals go the way of the Hawks. It's almost like you're watching a different sport when you see 2 sides of this quality play. It's electric.
It lifts the cog, doesn't it? Just when you come to these games, the good teams, it really does go up another level.
And the champs are responding here in fine style. Langford drives them forward. Did pretty well then. Richards slapped it away from Gunston. And they'll get a little reprieve here, the Swans' defence. Just notice Jared Ruffhead put himself in for a centre clearance. Centre bounce, I should say. And the Hawks win more centre clearances when Jared Ruffhead is in there than any other Hawk. And once again, he delivered his rough. He was trying to find his way through. He might pick it up and have a shot. Couldn't quite get the connection he wanted. I'll tell you what is the momentum at the moment with the Hawks.
Rampy, beautiful kick to Gary Rowan.
Hold there.
Breaking for Rowan, you could see Hanbury there. He didn't want that. Don't know why. Now he goes high to Goods instead. In the genuine one-on-one, and Burgoyne got hold of him. Goods keen to move the footy. Opportunity for Franklin to come at the footy.
She's got good closing speed. He has Frawley. Franklin had a couple of metres there, but he made them up on the lead.
McVeigh now. So just a little bit of foot candy there, Parker. Bang! Pole driving tackle from Burgoyne. Got him an absolute ripper. Hawthorn on the charge here at the moment. Very much back in this game. Tackle after tackle. They're in the Hawks. Look at that. Hill's in trouble. Looks like dislocated arm, elbow or shoulder. One of those. He's sore. Let's put it that way. Richards off hands. Puopolo. Don't argue. Pure power from the Hawks. Powerful stuff. And they hit the post.
I'll tell you what, there's some cooked players out there at the moment. It's frenetic. And just looking across the ground, players are just starting to struggle a little bit, looking for half-time. I think Brad Hill is going to come off. There he is. I think he's all right, though.
McGlynn taking his time. He just wants to settle this one down a moment for the Swans. See if they can regain their composure. Mitchell got one high. It was an unintentional whack to the head from Pike as Bradley Hill makes his way down past Ulingy.
He looks sore, looks very sore, but running freely now. So it may have just been a knock, heading to the bench just to get checked out. Looks okay though, Dust. Not too much to worry about.
All right, we'll check back in again with you shortly on that one. Ruffhead just popped it inside 50. Hanbury's handball just held in the air a little bit long. Rioli gets involved. How about the forward pressure from the Hawks?
Rioli's been unreal this quarter.
He's got an appetite for it like no other man on the field at the moment. Shields, a little slick handball to Rioli. Rioli's handball to Gunston. Gunston, can he bend it back? No.
He's a man possessed at the moment, Cyril. His pressure, he mightn't have had many numbers.
Let's go back and have a look at this one, Richo. It was a head clash.
That passage of play then was just unbelievable. You reckon it's not an intense and fierce environment. Just look at that last little 15-second passage. Here's Tippett. 60 metres from home here. Just the one goal kicked in this quarter by Sydney. Stratton getting back in front of McGlynn.
And BT, not just the one goal kick by Sydney, that's only their 4th inside 50 this quarter, and you saw where they had to go for it. So wide. Pressure from Hawthorn has been amazing. The two guys involved in that head clash, both with pretty sore heads, but they look like they're okay and should be right to come back out on the ground.
Laughing about it there. It's been 20 minutes since Sydney have scored, and there it is, behind.
Well, they can't. I just cannot remember Franklin being involved in many contests in this game so far. They have low inside 50 numbers. But when he has, for all he's been all over him.
Hill looks good, that is for sure. Mitchell, composed at half-back, just waits until he can find a target that he can make. Geez, multi-skilled, isn't he?
That is just great composure, isn't it, with the ball in hand. Mitchell doesn't panic ever. Will Langford, he wants to get it moving back to Mitchell. Had a little look around just to make sure there wasn't some pressure from behind. And now back to Segler, to Birchall. I love him with the footy in hand, and he goes short again here to Schoenmakers. Right in front of Lingy down there. He'll work this one long down the line. Hale working himself into the contest. Front and centre Lewis couldn't quite get clean possession. Well done, Will Langford. Picked it up cleanly. The tackle was good. Pinned an arm, and Nick Smith rewarded.
Tackle. Go through, go through. Took too long.
Langford saying he kicked it there, and he did in the end, but as the umpire just heard him say, he just took too long
Move it on.
to do it.
Play on.
Have a look at them guarding the mark here, so they cannot switch the play, forcing them to kick it down the line.
Well, at half-time, I reckon the Swans have just got to clean up their work around the clearances a little bit more, because the Hawks have had first use this quarter and they've locked it inside their forward line. Haven't been able to find a way back the other way, the Swans.
Franklin found room for McVeigh, and now Jetta can go. Has he got the wheels from 60? It's a big kick. Long ball. Reid stands and couldn't quite hang on. 3 minutes remains in the half. And it is a Sydney lead by 1 goal.
Fair purchase on the drop punt there from Jetta. He only kicked it 70 metres. They don't have to fight to get a fingernail on that. It might be a free kick. I don't think it was touched by Stratton, so it will be a Swans kick. And now Rowan, who kicked an early goal. Gary Rowan, in fact, he kicked the first of the game, but it's been pretty quiet since. McVeigh had a quiet grand final last year, just 11 possessions. He'll be very keen to play out of his skin tonight. They go inside 50 again. This is Reid. Played mainly in defence. He got over Gibson, and they're letting him know, Gibbo.
He's got a kick. Just wait, Luke, please.
Good contested mark.
And that was the only way that they were going to be able to score, was a contested mark here, because the numbers were back. And when he gets to jump it at this man, he is a great mark. He can mark the ball from all angles. He doesn't need to come straight at it.
Yet to kick a goal in 2015, Sam Reid. He sneaks it home, and the Swans hit back with a very important goal.
Love the contested mark here from Reid. And then just a little bit of chitter-chatter from his teammates towards Josh Gibson as well.
Well, it was just that extra length on the kick. It got over the numbers, and Reid was the last man in line, but
what about Hale's
jump at it?
Sensational as well. Now Mitchell, the extractor, wide to Suckling. Caught on his wrong side. Jack knew that, did it well. Goods, the give and go. Reid, both ends of the ground working at the moment. Now Hanbury, 1:46 to the half-time break. Franklin running over the top of it. Here's an opportunity for Goods. Goods straightening ball, unselfish ball inside 50. Rowan went off Parker. Mitchell got caught high. Burgoyne will ask the question. Let's have a listen.
I got him high. That's his head. No.
Okay, the old duck of the head and the high tackle.
It's been a talking point.
It has.
This week. Well, he didn't duck.
Did he get him high?
I don't know whether he actually got him high. It's his first bit here, yes. And then it slipped down.
Gee, it was borderline, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, but
it was there.
Fair call.
It was there.
Timely couple of opportunities here for Sydney. As Mitchell sends that one left, so 1 minute and a quarter remaining here in the half, and Hawthorn have kicked 4 goals to Sydney's 2 in this second quarter, and it's Sydney by 13.
When you're trying to bust through a tackle, you're obviously going to go down a little bit lower to try and launch through it, and that's why he was taken high there. There's no ducking of the head, though.
Birchall to himself initially, then he finds Jordan Lewis, who's back from a couple of weeks spell and already disposal number 14 from that man. Pueblo can't keep it in.
Good look there.
Let him run.
There'll be some pressure in that box tonight, Clarko. He's got that intense look in his eyes of a man who knows he's got a great challenge on his hands. So too, John Longmire.
Play on.
Absolutely shattered grand final day last year. And Something they need to rectify tonight, and they've started pretty well as Gibson goes back with a flight. He's going to get 50. Mitchell.
Don't duck down too far, Sam.
He's trying to suck another 50 in, I think.
Well, they've got time here.
Gibbo wants to get it moving, so 38 seconds remaining in the first half to half forward. Look at Rioli.
Gee, that's good.
Extraordinary ability. He's going to keep it in. Is he still? No, he couldn't. McVeigh's the most relieved man on the field.
That's the crumb there, though.
The reflexes to be able to keep that in front. Have a look at this. Look at the speed that footy came at.
That would have falconed most people. Just got the hands up. He's unbelievable in that situation.
No, he's been on here tonight. Cyril. So just the last opportunity here for Sydney, for Hawthorn. Sydney would have to be very swift to get it to the other end. Mitchell, Puopolo, and surely Parker went on with the tackle after he was out of bounds there. Let's go. 20 seconds now. Hawthorn's third of the ground. Mitchell bangs it inside 50. Runner was out there giving them an idea of how long left on the clock. So he knew the urgency. Puopolo, boy, he is very, very lucky he missed then, Puopolo. That is for sure. Offhands Birchall, Pike, run out of time. And it'll be a little narky here at half-time. There's been a lot of chitter-chatter. Been some interesting stuff physically out there as well. And look at Puopolo puffing the chest out and says, get out of the way. This is the Hawks area here. And they are back in business, Sydney, by 13 points. Cameron Ling is downstairs with Luke Parker.
Well, Parks, what a physical first half of footy. Hawthorn, their pressure was red hot in that second quarter, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess they're able to work their way back into it a little bit. We just got to keep that pressure up. We did from the start, that aggression. We know it's going to take the whole second half, that effort, that intensity to get over the line.
Only the 19 inside 50s in that half. Is that the key, to still hold your composure when that pressure's coming, give your forwards a chance?
Yeah, I think we want to lower the eyes. That's the main thing, not bomb it in. They know they want the drop off that spare, and they're so good at that and reading the ball, so we just need to lower ours as much as we can.
Appreciate your time. All the best in the second half. Cheers, thanks, Parks. What a game of footy it is here at the MCG tonight. It's Sydney by 13 points.
Don't think the action stops there. Up next, we recap the biggest incidents from a massive first half and check in with Lingy down inside the Hawks rooms. Baz is at Footy Central for an update on the Dockers-Roos clash in the West. Plus, Sam Lane speaks to a special guest ahead of tomorrow's historic women's match.
Here comes Rampy though. Swans will go inside 50. Look at the next Peter Rowan, he'll get there. He will want a big game tonight. Gary Rowan, that is a great start. The Swans kick the first goal.
Good smother the Hawks, Stratton. Bang in goes Shields. McVeigh again. Little one out for Jetta. Buddy's feeling the contest as well. Gunston there. They're all there. Reed. Tackle after tackle. Jetta. Lewis and Jetta are going hard at it. View's been thrown there. They like Lewis as a target at the moment.
With the first 4 goals, Goods is going to kick it 4 in a row to the Sydney Swans.
Peels it off to Rioli. Rioli goes long and deep. Up went Ruff off hands. Siegler's got the goal. Hawthorn are back in business. Dynamic game of footy. Absolutely incredible stuff. Sam Mitchell, 17 touches. Daniel Hannanbury, 19. Have a look at the score. It's 46-33. Sydney led by 27 at quarter time. It's 13 points at half time. Cameron Ling is downstairs and he's in the Hawthorn rooms.
We're just down here in the Hawthorn rooms at the moment. They're pretty calm. They came in pretty focused on the job that they need to do. Behind me here, Brendan Bolton, one of the assistant coaches, talking to the forward line group. Just got Jared Ruffhead and Paul Puopolo, David Hale, probably going through a few stats. They've been able to generate a heap of inside 50s in that first half. Maybe haven't quite converted them as much as they'd like, but gee, their pressure's been good. Those forward players, they've been leading the way. Their forward line pressure red hot in that second quarter. Going to need to do it for the whole game though. This is a beauty.
It is. Two well-prepared teams, two really good teams, and they didn't let us down in the aggression stakes.
We expected aggression from the Swans. We thought they'd come out after a pretty humiliating grand final, Richo.
Yeah.
It's exactly what they did. It was premeditated. They got in the face. It was Ben McGlynn on Mitchell earlier they targeted, but this was going on. There was absolutely off-the-ball stuff happening everywhere.
Yeah, little spot fires were erupting everywhere in the first quarter. They were in the face of the Hawks, and they put that much pressure on. They forced the Hawks into handballing more than they wanted to. They forced them to not hit kicks that they wanted to hit normally, and it was exactly the start that they would have planned the Sydney Swans. Jordan Lewis coming back in, he loves that stuff. There's a hit on Langford from McVeigh. Got him a little bit high, just under the chin. Not a lot there, though.
I thought in amongst all of that in the first quarter, Hawthorn got slightly out-muscled, but their tackling pressure, Das, in the second quarter, Hawthorn was sensational.
Yeah, it was, particularly in the forward half of the ground. This was a ripper here from Gunston, who wrapped up Rampy after he'd been beaten in a mark prior to that. You look at Birchall, and I think you gave the forward 50 tackle stats. It was 12-1 at one stage, Richo, and they had the ball there a lot. Rioli was the master of it. He'd really set the tone, and they all jumped on board.
Yeah, they did. And then you get referred pressure after that then. Players are expecting to be tackled when they've got more time, and it forces skill errors.
You mentioned Rioli, and he did lead the way in that tackle pressure, that is for sure, Richo. And you said during the quarter that it doesn't matter about stats when it comes to Rioli because he does this sort of stuff so well.
Yeah, I mean, when he gets the footy, obviously he's very dangerous with it. He passed that ball into Schoenmakers. But just the pressure, that tackle there, I mean, what can Tippett do? He pins the arm. But he just gets involved. It's touches like that there that gets it out to Isaac Smith. That doesn't come up on the stat sheet, and neither does that there. But it's just little things.
He does 3 or 4 things a game that you've never seen before that no one else in the game can even think of doing. He's just mercurial and extraordinary, and one of his better first halves that we've seen.
Been a lot of talk about head-high tackles and ducking and whether, players do that. I just thought there was a great example in this game when Jared McVeigh led with the head there. Now, the umpire did not pay a free kick, and I think rightly so.
Yeah, well umpired. I mean, that's the one where a player goes in over the football, and he was over the football already, but he did put his head down a little bit more. Jared McVeigh, a very good ball player and a fair player, but I don't think you pay a free kick there, and it was well umpired.
So excited about seeing the second half of this. 13 points up, and you just know it's not over, don't you?
We'll go the length, don't worry about that.
Certainly will. Hey, Basil Zemplis is standing by at Footy Central. Baz, this is a big game, but there's another big one happening.
Absolutely, boys. Good evening to you. Yes, top 4 aspirants where you are, and also top 4 aspirants across there in Perth at Domain Stadium. Fremantle, as we know, on top of the ladder and undefeated and hoping to stay there. North Melbourne clearly trying to challenge for a top 4 spot and prove that they're worth one. And obviously a win against Fremantle on the road would make a big difference to that. This is a progress score. We're 20 minutes now into the second term, and it is the Fremantle Dockers by a pretty big margin, 34 points. Nat Fyfe, terrific. Walters has kicked a couple of goals already in the match. The first of them there. He's given one off as well, and Barlow into the open goal. We saw Pavlich with a goal as well, and Sandlands from just inside the 50. Great skills from the big man. So, look, it hasn't quite all been Fremantle, but certainly 5-3 to 1-1 in the opening term. They've set up the game so far. Let's have a look at the other results. Obviously, Geelong over Carlton last night. St Kilda and West Coast today. West Coast by 53 points. 5 in a row for the West Coast Eagles now. And Josh Kennedy, 4 goals, 1 to stay on top in the lead for the Coleman. They're 6-2 now. The Giants, big win, that one, by 24 points over the Adelaide Crows. Like West Coast, they're 6-2. And Collingwood, 69 to improve to 4-4. That is a huge victory for them. The Suns, 1-7. Scott Pendlebury, the captain, in game number 200. He has been a champion, hasn't he? And another 35 disposals for him today. 3 goals. He started inside the forward 50, drifted into the midfield as the game got going. All class, he's so silky, and you really hope he plays another 200 games like this. He just is a champion of the game and chaired off, as I mentioned. So Collingwood by 69 points in a major milestone game for the captain of the club, Scott Pendlebury, his 200th. So for Mars, who put some play in your day? Well, time to do that right now. And we've got to hand it to these guys, the St Kilda mascot with the air guitar. Now, it's quite a different pre-game ritual from St Kilda. They come out onto the ground only a few minutes before the ball is actually bounced. A bit of acca-dacca, But the two St Kilda mascots with the air guitar, they certainly put some play in their day. Just checking that score across at Domain Stadium. The North Melbourne team have just kicked a goal, so it is the Dockers by 28 points, boys, now approaching half-time. Back to you.
Nice work, Baz. And here it is Sydney at half-time by 13 points over the Hawks.
You love that pre-game experience. I could tell you love the St Kilda mascot. You thought it was something special.
It's gone to a new level, the pre-game experience, hasn't it?
We need to embrace it. It's something different. They're all having a go.
Yes, well, there is some pre-game experience that's going to happen on Queen's Birthday Monday.
Magnificent.
And it's the big freeze. We've seen Neil Danaher's incredible work over the last couple of weeks in trying to raise awareness and money. There are the nominations. I'm there.
You're there.
There are the nominations so far.
Just all the heavy hitters have got involved.
Sam Lane's been nominated. Now, we need to find at least 10,000 for her tonight on the numbers, which we'll put up in a moment, before Sam agrees.
Freezemnd.com, and it takes you about a minute. There it is. If you jump on the website, you donate under Sam, and...
so she hasn't agreed yet, Darce. Got to get 10,000.
She can't pass it, and I believe she's got someone pretty special in mind if we raise the money tonight. Right. It's going gangbusters. People getting right behind Neil Danaher and the MND cause.
Yeah, she will nominate that person at the end of tonight, providing we get the 10 or 15,000 or so. Sam Lane herself is down here at ground level. She has the best female player in Australia with her. There's a big game on here tomorrow. Sam, who have you got?
Well, big game tonight, Brian, but huge game tomorrow as well. I'm with Daisy Pearce, who's the Melbourne captain. Daisy, you will not sleep tonight. What does it mean for the women to have the stage for the third ever AFL sanctioned match tomorrow?
I won't sleep a lot tonight probably, but I mean, I've played this sport for a long time and I love this game, and tomorrow isn't just this great opportunity for me and the 50 girls out there to run out and play on football's Coliseum, but it's an opportunity for us to really showcase this idea of women playing AFL footy and hopefully one day in a national competition.
Brian just said you are the best female player in Australia. No pressure. but you could have chosen any sport, presumably. You're a very gifted athlete. Why did you choose Aussie rules?
I did test out most sports, and I think I'm a real competitor. I really love the contest, and I love being in the game. I don't like watching when it comes to sport very much, so that's what I love about footy. It's such a dynamic sport. You're always involved, and I really enjoy the physicality of AFL footy, and I think that's what a lot of the girls really enjoy.
And essentially for the last 3 days, the two teams, the Bulldogs and Melbourne, have been in camp. You've had all sorts of activities going on, people talking to you day and night. What's the one highlight from the list that really stands out for you?
It has been a really great experience. The Melbourne Football Club's genuinely embraced us and this concept of women's football, so it's been a really organic experience for us. But my highlight probably is something a bit unusual. Tammy Roos, Paul Roos' wife, actually runs meditation lessons or sessions with the boys, and she took us for a session the other day, and I found that to just be something totally different and something that I can take away from this as a new edge to my game, hopefully.
You would have been relaxed then, but I can tell you are jumping out of your skin now. Now you can watch this game tomorrow. It's on from 12:10. The broadcast is on afl.com.au. It'll be on 7 in August. Daisy, best of luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Nice work, Sam and Daisy down there, and some work ahead in this big game as well. And Buddy just talking it over there with McGlynn, who's been in the thick of it. A great game to come. Stay with us. It's a 13-point margin at half-time, and we will have more of what was seen in the first half shortly.